The fact of the matter is, not all multivitamins are created equally. In fact, it's fair and true to say that the common approach that most people who are developing a multivitamin take is to get as many of the cheapest types of vitamins, perhaps some minerals, into the smallest possible capsule. And that informs the decisions they make. And typically what you'll see is there's some things like vitamin C, maybe vitamin D, and a couple of the B vitamins. They will have really high amounts as a total amount, particularly with regards to recommended daily allowances. And they will promote the product off that, which is total amounts. And this is compelling, and it seems to make sense until you pause for a moment and you think of the body's needs and actually how the body functions when it comes to drawing down vitamins and minerals. All vitamins and minerals are essential. And this goes back to this commonality, which really has its root in biochemistry, is that all vitamins and minerals play a part in the body's communication pathways. And this becomes particularly relevant in the case where we're not feeling so well. If we're dealing with a cough or a cold or a disease condition, then really the efficacy of that communication system really becomes the priority. That it's sophisticated and sufficient enough to act and respond fast. But don't disregard your daily needs, the processes your body goes under throughout each and every day. It's restoring itself on a 24-hour basis. You're having to activate, engage with the world physically, psychologically, cognitively. And all of this is drawing upon those essential components of communication, which are vitamins and minerals. You literally are. You are what you eat. You're made of the things you eat. Every single sinew, every single tissue, every single muscle, piece of bone is made of the things you eat. And really, the building blocks of life come down to those micronutrients, those vitamins and minerals. And so really, the intelligent thing to do when considering how to develop a multivitamin is to think, well, how does the body function? How does the body actually make use of the vitamins that it draws down from food? Well, in simple terms, your body has what we call a snatch and grab principle. And the nutrient that you are most deficient in, the body will prioritize when it starts to come through. So let's say, for instance, you've bitten into that apple and your body says, hey, I am truly deficient in vitamin C. So even though there's fiber in there and even though there's dietary hydration, the body's really going to cry out for that vitamin C. But then if you look at things that contain more than one dominant type of nutrient, so say you're eating a meal, and so on that plate across those vegetables and those different types of foods, proteins, carbohydrates, the body will adopt the same approach. It's going to look at that and address the greatest case of need. And this is true when it comes to multivitamins. It's all well and good that you've put in an overwhelming amount, 1,000% of your recommended daily allowance of vitamin C. Your body doesn't need it. What your body's crying out for is vitamin B12. It's neither intelligent nor effective to just assume you can put lots of anything into a formulation and that will be enough. And in fact, much of the criticism of the supplement industry has been based on the fact that historically most multivitamins have proven to momentarily increase the circulating amount of a vitamin, but there's no evidence that any of that gets drawn down. This is really where you open the door to the key differences between Extend and Extend Plus to any other multivitamin that you could find anywhere in the world. One of the key attributes is the synergy of the formulation, that every single nutrient in there has been given consideration on the space, the physical space it takes up in that pill, and also how it will interact with the body's needs at any given time to give it something that's more like a food-like functionality. And this is really harnessed and bolstered by the presence of those beta-glucans, which again, they give a little prime to the immune system. And whenever we just invigorate the immune system to switch on and recognize that it needs to engage communication pathways, it will draw down those vitamins and minerals in order to put them in place and utilize them as a part of a process. And so Extend and Expend Plus work decidedly differently. They are considerate of the body's needs as a full spectrum. And also the recommendation is that you take a certain amount of this on a daily basis to support your dietary behavior. You're taking something that is literally waking the system up. And whether it be a fat-soluble or a water-soluble vitamin that is contained within the product, they both play a part in a different way. One is stored in the liver and within the adiposity. The others are going to be more waterborne. So we're going to utilize a behavior that changes those on a daily basis. We're not going to store those nutrients, and things like vitamin C lend themselves perfectly to that kind of characterization. So we have those phytonutrients, we have those other derived vitamins, all within those tablets that you can take on a daily basis, that is going to prime the system, encourage the biochemical conversation to take place, facilitating a drawdown of those essentials, vitamins, minerals, so that your body is best served to eliminate any case of potential deficiency. Because remember, prevention is better than cure. So rather than wait till there's a problem, rather than create the circumstances where the body needs to prioritize the drawdown of a certain nutrient, the best tactic is to just ensure that you have a sufficient amount of nutrients each and every day. We always encourage people to diversify their diet, to look at whole food choices, but we also recognize that in the modern world, that is a challenge for different people on different levels. And what we have with Extend and Extend Plus is a really effective, workable solution that benefits everyone, that gives you peace of mind, that puts you in a lead position with regards to your nutritional status each and every day. And then the rest of what you do, well, that's within your control. That's the power of your choice. But you know you've covered that essential step with those essential nutrients each and every day.